Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 16th, 2024 at 10:04 a.m. in the morning. I was trying to get help for more hotel nights, but so far it looks like excuse me. I'm gonna have to check out of here and be back on the streets. Um, so those financial transactions from the restaurant that were delayed, everything went through finally. So, excuse me. Um, and like even in New Orleans metro area, like the past few times I ate at restaurants, they charge more for a debit card. When you use a debit card, they charge more. Um, you know, so well, they charge less if you have cash, but people they a lot of the times been discouraging cash a lot throughout the past like over a decade or whatever. So but I mean, I just haven't had the convenience or the opportunity to have any cash. Um, but um, but then if you do stuff online, seem like you get a discount. You know, like if you order something online, sometimes they'll give you incentives or discounts or whatever. Oh, with certain memberships with certain things, like a loyalty program of, you know, whether it be restaurants, hotels, or other retail, stuff like that. But, how they might have like a restaurant you eat at, and or even fast food, and if you buy like you buy 9 meals and then get the 10th one for free or something like that. Or you buy $200 worth of stuff and then get like a $10 discount afterwards. Or if you spend $30, you get $5 off. Stuff like that. But anyway, I have I had the breakfast this morning, the muffins and juice. And the front desk agent, she said one person had came up in there and she put out 6 honey buns and 6 packs of muffins. And she was shocked that that one person took everything. And I'm like, well, all I can have me, it was I don't know if it was the person right before me or whatever, that was before me, but me, like, flavor wise, I like honey buns, but, well, they taste good, but, the reason why, like when I've been going down to breakfast, I don't eat the honey buns because I know it wouldn't fill me up, and I would be hungry again 10 minutes later and feel like I'm starving. But the muffins seem like they're more dense, and I guess it's less sugar probably than the honey buns. But the muffins hold me over. And at least until lunchtime, the muffins will fill me up and hold me over. But the honey buns, I know that if I have a honey bun, I would feel weak, shaky, and hungry. You know, and it would be the same way if I ate regular donuts. But if I had like 3 donuts and like a pint of milk, it will hold me over until lunch. And the same thing with beignets, you know. If I have an order of 3 beignets, and if I have it by itself, I end up feeling weak, shaky, and hungry or whatever. But if I have some milk with it, I would be held over, you know. Excuse me, I would be held over, you know, at least until lunchtime. Excuse me. So I have enough funds for like 1 or 2 meals left, you know, for today, and then I would have to panhandle it or ask for help for tomorrow. You know, so sorry for TMI, but I think that my menstruation is just about almost over, and you know, it's almost over, and excuse me, and you know, but it's still that thing with not having anywhere private to get to go, or being forced to have to hold my urine in, you know, and it's like the online trafficking stalkers, like even the fake Darnell Williams perp. When one of the times he harassed me yesterday, I guess after that last account got terminated for violating services. Well, I was on my way walking here, I guess, and he was making harassing comments, and the account was deleted before I can even go find him and block him. You know, the account was already deleted for violating terms of service or whatever, you know. But I still was able to see his fake comments. He questioned me about somebody named Carlton. And I guess he was trying to say that the Carlton guy sold out and ran out of money or something like that. I don't know. Like, who is this Carlton person he's talking about? But they had this fake TI perp named Carlton. I think he's also part of the fake Mormon cult, and pretends that he's a targeted individual. And he plasters himself all over, like he's all over a bunch of comments on everybody's YouTube videos or whatever, you know. But I don't even know if he was previously targeted and then sold out, or was never targeted. And he's, you know, part of that fake positivity stuff, you know. But one time he made a video and said, showed some love to the targeted individual, targeted by the PsychWorld backup channel. And then, you know, he was like, show some love to the targeted individual. He was like, show some love to the targeted by the PsychWorld backup channel. And then the video had nothing to do with me, you know. And then he was like, had a video of himself being at the park. And then, like, nobody in the comments really mentioned anything about me. They commented on the events in the video and nothing about me. But then when Miss Samantha lied on me, and, you know, about, you know, talking about me posting up a dead man's obituary on my blog, and people was like, why should that be wrong? I mean, it's public record. So, excuse me, with me, and that was the only evidence that I had to prove the Kraft family's Masonic affiliation. But if I had another way to prove the Kraft family's Masonic affiliation, I wouldn't have said anything about the obituary. But I mean, Lanika from the Kraft family is like you know, if I had anything, any information, you know, that could have been the biggest proof right there. But, you know, with her still being alive, and, you know, I could have, but I mean, I didn't have anything. So that was the only thing I was able to find. And so it's like, if you're a real Christian and a real targeted individual, like, why you defending and agreeing with Freemasons? You know, excuse me. So Mr. Carlton, he deleted that video and unfollowed and unsubscribed from me on YouTube and blocked all my YouTube channels. And, you know, because she lied and over exaggerated, because I exposed her as a fake TI perp and being manipulative and controlling. And she's a religious narcissist and a fake TI perp. And she pretends like she was kind of like another Trisha, you know, with trying to set people up and stuff like that, and then mimicking you and pretending like going through the love bombing and, you know, trying to butter you up. And, you know, even Darius did all that too. You know, if they try to butter you up and love bomb you and then start manipulating the friendship, and then when you catch on about it and speak out against it, they will lie and say that you're the one that's you know, XYZ. And each one of them have called me crazy, you know. So, but and Miss Samantha tried to tell me, I hope that when you die, that nobody will respect you or something. She said that people will, she's like, I hope when you die that people will talk bad about you and this and that or whatever. But Miss Samantha was trying to call me crazy and gaslight me and falsely accuse me of a whole bunch of stuff. You know, and she will always defend and agree with the perps against me and trying to give me suggestions on how to punish myself. And I got tired of the abuse and stood up to her, and more than once. And she had no tangible proof of herself really being targeted. And it seemed like she would do fake videos of stage altercations with people and would never show her face. The lady was fake all around, and she would project what she did onto me. And then she even went to try to applaud my twin sister's, you know, relationship when my twin sister was with China at the time. And I'm like, well, if you were a real Christian, you wouldn't be doing this, you know. And Mr. Samantha made like a big manipulative smear campaign that she had me wrongfully muted and canceled that day when she lied on me after I spoke the truth about her. And I lost like multiple YouTube subscribers that day, and each time I tried to talk about her abuse, everybody kept trying to coercively shut me up on my own channel. But I know what I went through with her, and I know she's fucking fake, you know. So she is the reason why that Carlton guy turned against me. But if there's any other Carlton person that the fake Darnell Williams perp is talking about, I mean, I have not even had contact with the Carlton guy, you know. So other than that, I don't know what Carlton that the fake Darnell Williams perp was talking about yesterday. But you know, I had an argument with Miss Samantha twice, and she would manipulate and gaslight or whatever. And another perp thing she would do is to try to mimic me. Or she would pretend that she's experiencing what I'm experiencing. Or she would copy off of what I do. Or trying to act like she was jealous in some kind of competition. You know. But she also tried to say I'm crazy, need to be locked up in a mental institution, you know. And I'm like, well, you're giving yourself away as a perp. Telling me that I'm crazy and need to be locked up in a mental institution, and I'm schizophrenic and all, you know. So but she gained like multiple subscribers at the same time. Basically, my supportive subscribers, they betrayed and turned against me and flocked to her. And you know, and it's like it nags my conscience every day. You know, people. I mean, you know, people talk bad about dead people every day. You know, but it's like I know what I went through with Mr. Freddie. I know what I went through with the other Kraft family members. Mr. Freddie was never fucking nice to me. Never a day in his life fucking nice to me. You know, cursed me out at every opportunity. Even cursed me out at my high school graduation. Like, you knew me all my life. I mean, all like until you died, and then you know, I was trying to show that the whole Kraft family was you know, Masonic. And yeah, Mr. Freddie, that's Lanika's mom's dad, Lanika's maternal grandpa, you know. So Mr. Freddie belonged to a Masonic organization. He belonged to a Masonic organization. And you know, so he belonged to a Masonic organization. And then the Order of the Eastern Star members were, you know, one of the groups that were invited to his funeral. You know, and Lanika's husband is freaking the current husband is Masonic. So, excuse me, so Miss Samantha tried to talk about that Lanika had every right to sue me and punish me. And then she was lecturing me about libel and defamation and tort laws. And it's like, how is it libel and defamation and tort laws and slander and all that if that's proof and evidence? It's true. It's the truth. How is, you know, showing proof and evidence of something that I deserve to be sued and punished? Now, like, you're going overboard with defending. Like, I thought the way you were telling me over the phone about your dad, in which you were lying about your dad, you know, trying to make like your dad was a perp and messing up your car and doing this and doing that, and you're just telling a whole bunch of fake stories or whatever. And she went out of her way to pretend like she wanted to go out of her way to be loyal towards my twin sister as a way of revenge against me, and doing and saying stuff on purpose just to make me mad. And then she tried to falsely accuse me of sowing discord amongst the brethren and you know, being like a nuisance to the body of Christ, pretty much, you know. But after me and Miss Samantha had that feud of, it was like May 31st, 2020, me and her had an argument, huge argument, you know, because, I mean, I thought that you were against Freemasonry and against gang stalking or whatever. And that wasn't the first time she defended and agreed with the perps against me, you know. And she was a fake TI perp that's a religious narcissist, you know. And then she told me a whole lot of lies, and she got busted and caught in a lot of lies, you know. And one time I exposed proof, you know, about her, you know, gaslighting me in emails and stuff, and she exploded and tried to call me a greedy bitch and this and that, whatever. And then she started to make like she was doing Uber Eats walking, and then she would try to start this fake candle selling business or whatever, and then she tried to with me being an author and writing, she try to copy off of me with that. Or she try to just be very competitive. Like, if you claim that you were a Christian psychologist and claim you got 2 master's degrees, but you spell worse than a first grader, you're illiterate, but she was always coming to me asking me for advice. And she claimed that she had like a $50,000 a year career. Anthony, Miss Samantha, and that Monique person, uniquely made, or whatever her name is, Monique. So, So Monique and Miss Samantha have been fake friends with each other and perping and bullying people, and and when Monique did that fake video talk, I got time tonight, Candy Grand Prix, and she was prepared to perp with the red shirt and was bullying, harassing, and threatening me, and all those like over 100 comments of fake support and on her towards her. And nobody called Monique out on being a perp. Or nobody, like all the professed targeted individuals were blind to it. And they all were like, oh, we trust you, Monique. We trust you. We support you, Monique. And they both had, tried to manipulate and smear campaign me to look really crazy. And I hadn't talked to Monique in like over 20 months. And then she just started joining my twin sister and saying I'm schizophrenic and crazy with mental issues. And Monique is one of the popular fakes, and she smear campaigned me to Chartice Wells. And Chartice Wells was like perping and gaslighting me, and like why would Monique smear campaign me to Chartice Wells and then have Chartice Wells to block me and ignore me on her YouTube live stream back in 2019 it was. When I was somewhat new to the YouTube target individual community. And I had that job working for ABM working for ABM help at Pensacola State College campus, So but yeah, especially when people die doing something stupid, especially on social media and YouTube, people really, really talk bad about you. But it wasn't that I was trying to badmouth Mr. Freddie. But, people kept acting like they didn't believe me or didn't want to hear it. And will always defend and agree with Lanika in the Kraft family and stuff, and it's like, or they would feel like when I told them about my targeting story, they would make like they call bullshit, or like they didn't believe me, so I thought that, me posting up, proof of Mr. Freddie being associated with Masonic organizations, and Lanika and all them being, Masonic, and they're friends with the fake Gretna police. Buddy with the fake Gretna police. And if anything dirty or crooked that they do, they get let off. You know, so they get qualified. The Kraft family, they get qualified immunity, just like the cops. People like Lanika and my twin sister, and many of my biological family members and the fake foster family members, abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers, they all got qualified immunity. Invincible. Mark definitely, and Rebecca and them, drunk lady Yvonne, Ramon and them got fucking qualified immunity. Yep. All the dirty shit Ramona has done, the biological sister Ramona, all the dirty shit she done, how come she can have no criminal record? But she had a warrant out for her arrest in Denton, Texas, or whatever, But drunk lady Yvonne, as evil as you are, how do you have like a squeaky clean, perfect, no criminal record at all? Always driving drunk, but never got pulled over by the police. Raymond had gotten into some trouble, when he was younger, I guess, but Monica even gets qualified immunity. Excuse me. Excuse me. So and Miss Samantha was trying to copy off the perps and manipulate and convince, everybody that, Candy wanted to quit her job on purpose for an excuse to be homeless and beg. When y'all sat there and kept threatening to call the job and have me fired, y'all kept bullying, harassing, and threatening me every day. When I was mentioning about being gang stalked and workplace mobbed at the job in 2021. But Miss Samantha and Darius act like they can freaking tell me what goes on inside of Masonic lodges. Or like they got fake expert knowledge on everything. But nobody really did anything about Lanika and her sisters being sex trafficked. All the foster mom did was rage about it. But, nobody called CPS and had those kids in foster care or adopted or whatever. But it does no good because foster care and adoption is freaking human trafficking too. But Miss Cheryl was freaking selling her kids to the highest bidder. Especially Lanika. Excuse me. And the Kraft family has so much secrecy. And they hate it. They always wanted to be all in our business and be nosy and spy and snitch. Stalk and spy on our every move and report everything back to the foster mom and even over-exaggerate and make up lies. And project what Lanika was doing onto me. John Kraft was doing that. Excuse me. So then and Lanika is a fucking perp. So and Lanika was more than just a freaking spoiled child. More than just a spoiled child. She had what a lot of kids couldn't afford. And had the nicest things. Rich fraudulently and illegally rich living a high life, and was granted special privileges that the other kids at school weren't allowed. You know, excuse me. So I mean, it's been nagging my conscience, like bothering my conscience every day lately. You know, that Miss Samantha, like over 2.5 years ago, when you know, she tried to say that that Lanika and the Kraft family had every right to sue me and punish me. And you know, but when you confront Miss Samantha about saying something crooked and fucked up, she'd be like, I can say whatever I want to say. You know. But Miss Samantha was like Ramona and the foster sister Joni in a whole lot of ways. All three of them seem kind of similar. But, you know, she was trying to say that the Kraft family had every right to sue me and punish me, and that she hopes that when I die, everybody will talk bad about me and stuff like that. And she, you know, successfully manipulated and turned a lot of the TI community against me. And she kept on hammering at, you posted up a dead man's obituary. I don't care what kind of organization he's part of. You don't post up a dead man's obituary. And I'm like, what the hell? And her posting these videos, she still wouldn't show her fucking face. Because you a damn perp. And so she tried to say that Mr. Carlton had called her up and told her certain things about me, you know. And it's like, well, I thought this man was on some fake positivity bullshit, you know. So I don't even know if that's the Carlton that the fake Darnell Williams perp was talking about, you know. But then the fake Darnell Williams perp try to, because I mean, as I said, I have not had any interaction with the Carlton guy lately. You know, it's been like, so I mean, I even thought about, you know, trying to talk things out with him and trying to tell him what really happened, and, you know, try to make a truce or whatever. But I mean, the fact that you just listened to Miss Samantha's lies and, you know, you didn't have any proper discernment, you know, and the moment that she hammered at, oh, you don't post up a dead man's obituary or whatever, you know, I didn't even know she was going to respond like that when I showed her, you know, but she was defending and agreeing with the guy that sexually assaulted me, and she contacted me. And 4 days before me and my twin sister's 38th birthday, me and her got into a heated argument. And she was, you know, the type of religious narcissist that pretend to be fake nice, a covert narcissist, and then change her whole entire narrative about you once she get mad at you. You know, and she tried to victim blame me about being sexually assaulted down by the bay, and try to say, you can't sleep by the bay. You can't sleep by the bay. And man, why would you pick an argument with me 4 days before me and my twin sister's birthday? And she ignored me on the phone on our birthday. You know, and she tried to lie and manipulate and switch her story up about, you know, excuse me, she was encouraging me to go get a fancy hotel for me and my twin sister's birthday. And I stayed in a hotel for 2 nights. It was one of the cheapest hotels on the beach, and it wasn't really fancy. I had to deal with rude front desk agents. And it's like she pushed me up and encouraged me to go and have like a good time or whatever. You know, but I did not have a good time at all. You know, I didn't even, it was raining and I was menstruating. Perps kept splashing me with their cars in one headlight and kept trying to run over me with their cars. It's like, wow, they trying to have me murdered on my own 38th birthday. I did not have a good time. Excuse me. In the front desk agents being rude to me, that ruined my day too. Also, So I mean, Miss Samantha's God that she worships is Satan, but she pretends that she's Christian, talking about my God is in control, and then you just but then you working along with the perps and the traffickers. Darius doing the same thing, a covert and secret Black Hebrew Israelites cult member, and lied about it. Fuck all y'all. I ain't scared of y'all. Excuse me. So, and then Darius and Tony H. both being way younger than me and trying to handle up on me and disrespect and abuse me and act like they think they got fake authority over me. And when I exposed them, yeah, they joined up with the sex trafficking perps that trying to ruin me. So it's like, no matter how mad at you are at a fellow TI, why would you run to the people that's trafficking and perping the other TI? Why would you run to them? Because your ass has been fake the whole damn time. And just trying to control somebody. Trying to manipulate and control people. And they were fake the whole time. And I have to be cautious of people who claim that they're targeted individuals and they're anxious to rush into a fake friendship and want me to have their phone number and email address. They're anxious to rush to get close to me. And then next thing you know, they start with the manipulation and destruction. Excuse me. They want to get my phone number in an instant. They will try to fake donate at vulnerable times like this when I'm at my lowest, as a way to manipulate for me to let my guard down. And then they start the manipulation and control. And when I, fight against them, they would try to talk about how they helped me and this and that. And that I was an ungrateful scammer that was using them. And none of that. I never even went up to you and asked you personally for any money online. I never ever DM somebody, random people, asking for money either. And on my payment apps, like I never really go request money on CashApp or anything. I never really request money from people. I just do a video and I just leave people to have their free will if they want to donate to help me. And I'll be like urging for help, but I still don't go privately to PayPal or Cash App or Venmo and request money from people. I never really did something like that. But on a rare occasion recently, the only way to send a message to somebody, I had to request $1 or something, but $1 or $2 or something, and that was it, to let that person know that my account is legit. But other than that, I never go on the apps like the Cash App and PayPal and Venmo and request money from somebody individually asking for donations. And neither do I DM people on Twitter, TikTok, or anywhere else. I do not go personally and try to ask, But people have done it to me, though. But one person, a few days ago, sent me a Venmo request, I think it was, for $20, but I'm on hard times myself. But I feel bad because I didn't know if the person was sincere or legit, or if he was a perp trying to mock me. And it's like, how did you find my information, and are we following each other anywhere? So, like, I don't even know how he found I mean, unless he found me on YouTube or something, or Twitter, but I mean, but I don't even know if I feel bad because I don't know if he sincerely needed help or if he was trying to perp and mock me. You know, but I'm about to be back on the streets myself today. You know, and yesterday I was looking for more job opportunities, couldn't find anything really. I couldn't find anything. Excuse me. So, but yeah, the fake Darnell Williams perp, it seemed like as if he, also in the other fake comment that he made yesterday, he says something like, you know, I know that when you check out of the hotel, you're going to go to the library and be there all day, and then you're going to go downtown and panhandle, and then you're going to be at the Riverwalk. And it's like, this is creepy the way that these perps actually study me. You know, the way that they study me. I mean, go as far as trying to count how many calories they think I'm eating. You know, well, yeah, go ahead and get a head start. The muffins like freaking 410 calories this morning, and I don't know how much the cup of juice was, how many calories that was, and spaghetti and meatballs or whatever. You know, I don't know if I'll have that, but you know, how many calories you think that is, or how many calories you think a po' boy is. I don't know what I'm gonna eat today, really, you know. Excuse me, but as I said, I have enough for about 2 meals. You know, I thought I heard some loud boom or loud bass or loud music. And last night they were vibrating my body really bad. And then the next door neighbor kept on beating, like it was after midnight, and shortly after I try to close my eyes to go to sleep, and the neighbors kept on beating and banging and slamming stuff, like after midnight, and slamming doors and stuff. Excuse me. So, but, you know, as I said, I don't know, I don't understand why, if people don't believe but people in the TI community, even the people who don't have access to my twin sister, make it like as if they asked me how I became targeted, and make it like as if they call bullshit on my story. But they have had people who, you know, became targeted simply because of a bitter ex-boyfriend, or like, say for example, if there's somebody who trying to, you know, get fresh with you, and you turn them down. You know, you turn down an offer for a date, and then they get you put on a list simply behind stuff like that. Excuse me, and so the fact that the foster mom scapegoated me behind Lanika setting up the foster sister Joni and my twin sister to have sex with people. And we were only 14, but Joni was 18. And the foster mom scapegoated me because the foster grandma Mildred Collins passed away. And the foster mom, Adrian Felder, said that it was my fault that she couldn't say the last words to her mother. And the foster mom got mad at me saying that I told on everybody too late. But, what do you do if you're 14 years old and they're threatening you not to tell? If they're threatening you not to tell and you're 14 years old. And so the foster mom said it was my fault that she couldn't say the last words to her mother. And ever since then, my life had been a living hell. And I couldn't get to say the last words to my mother when she passed away either. My birth mother. And the foster mom manipulated, and even when the foster grandma Mildred Collins was still alive, the foster mom manipulated and brainwashed to think a certain bad way about our biological parents. And the main attack was against the biological mom, Frances. The main attack was Frances. They didn't say much anything about the biological dad, Arthur. Arthur Grand Prix. They didn't really say anything about him. The main attack was on Frances. The biological mom, Frances. But if we would have been raised around a woman, we probably wouldn't have thought of the idea of her being crazy. But the foster mom put that in our heads. And then the foster mom, had everybody think I'm crazy. So, excuse me, but I'm surprised people don't call drunk lady Yvonne a crazy woman. People falsely glorify her and treat her like normal. But people hated, disrespected, and abused the biological mom, Frances. And they treated her like they treated her like they treat me. They treat me, her, and Sean, when she was alive, they would treat her like a punished child with no rights. I witnessed the biological niece, Monica, trying to rough handle up on the biological mom, Frances, and she did that on her own, because of thinking we're slow and retarded. But Monica seemed like she's goofy and retarded her damn self. Ain't mentally got it all. If this whole entire family, including myself, supposed to be considered as mentally off, slow, and retarded, if none of us are normal, excuse me, if we ain't mentally got it all. I'm checking the time. Yeah. So, I took a shower last night, but feeling too depressed to take one today. But I needed to vent. It was my only opportunity to vent my emotions. Because of me being out on the streets and everything, there would be no privacy and so many distractions and everything. So, for people to claim that they're Christian and act like a flying monkey, and then mad at you and don't like you and still hate you for years and stay away from you for years because they want to make like you a bad person that did something unforgivable. You know, excuse me. So when Jordan Neely Jordan Neely was murdered, they had a bunch of people still talking bad about him. And they go by with the mainstream, the mainstream media news lies. They're going by the lies of the mainstream media, But if Jordan Neely was arrested multiple times, that means he was targeted by police, not that he was a horrible or bad person. And he suffered a whole bunch of trauma. He suffered a whole bunch of trauma. Severe trauma. Excuse me. And they will have people that's like antagonizing and fucking with him really bad, And he had enough. So, yeah, he was a targeted individual. But, and there's multiple other people too, And one way to talk that bad about a dead person is to say that they got what they deserve and play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But at the same time, I hate these fake, phony people that speak horribly about you and treat you like shit when you're alive, and then want to treat you like a saint once you're dead. I hate that fake, phony shit too. But no matter what, I know that I am one person that people hate me so much that when I'm dead, people would not even want to come to my funeral. And family members will still be bitter and talking about, oh, after the way she talked bad about me, why should I want to go to her funeral or whatever, But ain't nobody talking bad about you. I'm sitting there exposing your abuse. I'm exposing the abusive shit that y'all did to me. And y'all expect me to stay quiet. Whether I talk or stay quiet, you still hate me. So I don't have anything to lose by talking. I mean, that shouldn't be any reason for Monica to abuse and bully me and hate my guts and avoid me and treat me like I'm not family, and I could have been a better friend to her than any of the so-called friends she has, But she's one of the popular fakes with a whole bunch of fake friends. Like, multiple friends. Excuse me, but you have zero respect for your auntie based on lies. Lies that you heard. And you want to... Like, they got vigilante hate and undeserved punishment towards me in the family. Monica acts like a vigilante narcissist who hates me and wants me undeservingly punished. And she's younger than me and a generation lower than me and trying to handle me. And have zero respect at all. No respect. Monica and Raymond, like abusive. And Raymond's a fucking sociopath. Well, Ramona's a fucking sociopath. But this family, like, just about everybody in the family is abusive and narcissistic. And, they flipped Sean and the biological cousin Daryl Jr., who they call Do. They flip them to the dark side and turn them into perps. Nowadays, when Sean see me, he hate me. He hate me so much that he wants to have like cold-blooded murder kind of feelings towards me. And Wyatt was not, that day, Wyatt was not going to stop Sean from putting his hands on me. Wyatt tried to act all fucking scared and everything. And we're all brothers and sisters, biological. Excuse me. So, yeah, I did a whole damn elaborate video because of 2 fake harassing comments that the fake Darnell Williams perp said, But, even they have a lot of blog websites that expose the Illuminati and expose the New World Order. And when explaining to people about MK Ultra and mind control, I'm pretty sure there are some obituaries posted up or statements made to prove that yes, this deceased person was part of such and such Masonic organization when they were alive. And you don't see anybody saying that that person deserves, to be canceled and muted, or that they're the most disgraceful person in the world. And Miss Samantha was trying to, instead of having just regular chicken and waffles, she was trying to perp on purpose with red velvet waffles and chicken. And trying to flaunt off this fancy food as a way to mock me. When over the phone she would try to make it like she can only afford like tuna and bread or something like that. Like she was so poor and couldn't really afford much any food or couldn't afford anything. When I got a GoFundMe, she copied off of me and got a GoFundMe and was jealous of the fact that she only got raised $5. But then lied and said that she was grateful for $5 and tried to lie and say that I mentioned that my donations wasn't enough. And I never even said that. She told a whole bunch of lies on me. And then tried to get childish revenge. And she's 50 fucking something years old. But she won't show her face. She will stage altercations with people in society to manipulate the TI community to believe that she's a real TI, and she won't even show her face. And excuse me, and she had a lot of secrecy with her about herself too. And as I said, she was caught in a lot of lies. Darius told me a lot of lies. A narcissistic, fake control freak, fake friend. They be telling you a lot of lies and wasting your time. And then after the fake friendship is over, they reverse it on you and making it like as if you wasted their time. I mean, Darius betrayed and turned against me for absolutely no reason at all. And I thought I was healed and gotten over what he did to me. But even as of recent, I've been having like unwanted, intrusive thoughts and flashbacks. And it's like I'm still not over what he did to me. And the traumatizing part about it is Darius being abusive enough that him using harsh, cruel words is enough to make you try to go and commit suicide. And then the fact that he claimed that he attempted suicide years ago and is supposedly considered a mental patient, but try to smear me as crazy. So he ought to know what it feels like You know, the fact that your abusive, harsh words is lethal. I'm surprised that, and he's like 8 years younger than me. I'm surprised that that I survived the way he treated me. You know, and he also lied and manipulated and turned multiple people against me and telling everybody stay away from me and don't talk to me and don't donate to me. He even he over exaggerated and lied on me, talking about he was always putting me up in these nice hotels. And I'm like, motherfucker, you know, the moment, he only gave me like $80 or $100 or something a few times, you know, but I don't even think he donated me in total more than $500. But when I was staying at the what's that called, the help Hospitality Inn in Pensacola, where I'm wrongfully banned from, those were like $40 a night, under $40 a night if you stayed the whole week and got the weekly rate. And then you can add on more nights for the extended stay. But Darius lied and said that he was putting me up in nice hotels. Like, why would you over exaggerate like that? You weren't putting me up in like Sheratons and Hiltons and Marriotts or Holiday Inn or the Radisson or anything. It was just the cheap $40 extended stay. But, you know, I mean, so it's like even fake TI perps that sold out end up being narcissistic, just like the regular perps. And the biological brother Sean, you know, I strongly believe that he'd been targeted, and then they got on the flip and become a perp. And the biological mom Frances seemed like she was both targeted and perp. Sometimes I kind of question whether or not my twin sister had been formerly targeted, because of the persecution and abuse that we both went through in foster care. You know, but Wyatt try to pretend like he's targeted now, or talk like he's targeted. You know. So, but I'm thankful and glad for the people who donate and support, and you know, and they don't be trying to control or be manipulative or bossy. You know, thank you so much for you know, the support and help and understanding what I'm going through and believing what I'm going through. And, you know, not being judgmental and stuff like that. Because that's a rarity. Now, that is a rarity. Being rare, you know. But Darius abused me and then turned around and said that I ought to that I ought to consider him a rarity of a friend. Saying, because, miss, you ought to consider me a rarity of a friend. You ought to consider me a rarity of a friend. Because most people aren't self-forgiving. You know. But look at all the dirty shit that you did to me. And he was secretive and doing shit behind my back. And fake the whole time. How is that a rarity of a friend? And then trying to manipulate for me to feel like the lowest and the worst human being. With the devaluing and discard. You know, Darius, Miss Samantha, Monique, Tony H., Trisha, Anthony. Well, Anthony's more like overt, but yeah, they're all like covert narcissists and undercover perps. But I think to be a fake TI perp, you gotta be a covert narc, playing both sides. You know. But I believe that the biological brother Sean, you know, heavily targeted. And they got him to flip. And when Sean became a perp, that narcissistic personality came right along with it. And I think that Pete manipulated for Sean to sell out, or Pete beat Sean into submission. Pete was trying to freaking sex traffic me, and Ramona was saying that Pete was sex trafficking Sean in hotels and motels and stuff, and Sean was homeless, and Sean is mentally disabled. I'm mentally disabled. My twin sister's considered mentally disabled. Excuse me. If they want to say I have a mental handicap, excuse me, but I'm not really slow. Not really slow like that. You know, like y'all trying to make like I'm really slow. But I really believe that the abuse is what caused us to have this so-called mental handicap or mental disability. You know, and I had 2 strokes when I was 5. Excuse me. So, I mean, I know the stuff I talked about earlier, I talked about in multiple videos before, you know. But, you know, the fake Darnell Williams perp kept harassing me about, you know, yesterday, harassing me about a whole bunch of stuff. And he left me alone and backed off for a few days. And even, it seemed like the fake Aquarium Doors perp left me alone for a while, you know. But even if they stop with the comments for a few days, they still be lurking and stalking and watching everything I do. Excuse me. So Miss Samantha was secretly with the perps the whole time. You know, and trying to be in competition. You have, like, you a homeowner trying to be in a competition with a homeless person. And she was mad that that she was forced to sell her vehicle in order to get the money to you know, she was forced to have to sell her vehicle in order to get the money to get her roof fixed on her house. And her GoFundMe, you know, she said she only got $5, but then she tried to falsely lie and say that God made a way. You know, but she said she couldn't drive her luxury Lincoln SUV. Lincoln MKX. MK Ultra, huh? An X. The Lincoln, the pearly off dark white Lincoln MKX. She got rid of it. She was trying to say that the perps kept tampering with it. And she couldn't drive it. Excuse me. So it seems like she tried to copy and mimic a lot of my suffering. And one time she called me up and falsely accused me of perping her and mocking and mimicking her. And she uses real TIs as narcissistic supply, just like Trisha would be preying on and using real TIs for narcissistic supply. Excuse me. So, I mean, fake TI perps that sold out, they're never to be trusted. And then what they like to lie on you and say that you're perping them, but at the same time trying to call you schizophrenic and crazy and say you need medication, need to be locked up. And then they go run to the traffickers and start defending and agreeing with the sex trafficking perps, like the fake Darnell Williams perp, or like the fake Stephon Adams perp, the fake Star Bricker perp, and any other perp. You know, they're making my nose itch. Excuse me. Now they're making my eyes itch. Below my eyes, you know. But for you to be a rich person and trying to mock a homeless TI's suffering, And then Mr. Samantha lied on me and said that I'm jealous of and trying to live vicariously through my twin sister, when I'm not even obsessed with trying to, keep up with my twin sister and what's going on in her life and everything. And when her cult followers come and say, "Oh, Brandy and such," I've been trying to block them. You know, so people who try to link up with my twin sister and secretly go behind my back, you're not to be trusted. If you don't believe that I'm a real TI, then you're not to be trusted. I can't trust you. I put out evidence as recent as of yesterday. Excuse me. So excuse me, and then somebody that's a man in a TI community telling everybody don't donate to you, don't help you, and make sure make her stay out there, doing exactly what the perps do. And it's like, how you falsely claim you're a real TI. But that Paul Tucson guy, and Johnny C copied off of Paul Tucson. They both been, wearing. They both been throwing up satanic hand signs, and Paul would give himself fake permission to wear a red shirt, and then falsely call me a perp. And it's like, Paul is abusive and narcissistic, and and he even tried to call me crazy. And then made it like he didn't believe Freemasons were behind gang stalking, but then you're throwing up satanic hand signs and stuff. So Paul Tucson sold out, Johnny C sold out, and then after selling out, I'll be the first person everybody wants to attack. Tony H sold out. Darius sold out. Miss Samantha and all them, perps. And I'll be the first. Sometimes people just attack me and harass and bully me and falsely accuse me unprovoked. And they have that person named Real Zona on YouTube. And she's supposed to be Christian and targeted, and she hate me and avoid and stay away from me, and I never even did her anything. Or she would respond to everybody else and ignore me. Or, So I'm like, well, you ain't got to worry about me no more. But I myself had to cut people off in the TI community because they seem narcissistic, bossy, and controlling, and dishing out unsolicited advice and trying to control and fix you and try to judge you, and they don't even know your situation. They ought to be compassionate and understanding about how hard it is for a TI to get a job. And I've even shown proof of job rejection emails and everything. And y'all still spread the false narrative that Candy is lazy and don't want to work. So online, I try to respond to someone's question about something, and then the moderators wrongfully deleted my question when I had a legitimate link, and then I appealed it, and then they accepted my answer, and then turned it right back around and deleted it again. But then they have all these spam bots that they don't do anything about. Excuse me, I keep checking the time. It's 11:18. So, but I mean, thanks for taking the time out to, watch my videos and listen to me. I'm not talking about you perps that are trying to harm me, or fake TI perps that's trying to harm me, but I'm talking about, supportive subscribers. That's not many of y'all. People falsely accuse me of perping, and it's like, I'm just telling, like, say for example, if somebody went through the same thing you went through, and I'd be like, well, ain't that a coincidence? But if I said that if I tell another TI that I went through the same thing on that same day, they would block all contact and smear campaign and lie and falsely accuse me of perping them. And I'm not even initiated. I'm not even corrupted. I have not taken bribes. I turned down every bribe. I'm about to be back on the streets in a few hours. I'm sorry, not a few hours. In less than 45 minutes, I gotta go check out of here. But I won't be able to upload this video until after I get to the library, But my perp walk videos, I think I'm going to upload those before I upload this one, because I felt like y'all don't even pay much attention to my perp walk videos anyway. But I had a lot of videos yesterday that because, after being on the streets, yeah, But I think I'm going to go eat lunch since I have the funds. I think I'm going to go eat lunch before I go to the library. And then it's going to take a long ass time to get downtown. But, it would be nice if I could have, help with more hotel nights and some food or whatever. But, I mean, as I said, I've been doing my due diligence to try to look for more jobs and everything's just discouraging. I mean, even if I were to try to write a short story, hoping to earn, but I've been having that Ko-fi for like, over 2 years, almost 2.5 years, I think. And I have like about 15 followers or supporters or whatever, and about half of them have betrayed and turned against me, but or don't speak to me. But some people have like over 1,000 Ko-fi supporters and followers and stuff, and they post up dozens and dozens of, posts about their art and stuff. But, my sleep wasn't the greatest, and I think I woke up before 7:30 this morning. I don't remember the exact time. It was 6 or 7 something this morning. But I went to bed after midnight last night, and I still feel like I need more sleep and still feeling a sleep deprived feeling. But people out in society are instructed to not support or help the target, because they tell lies saying that we are horrible people that deserve to be punished, and fake TI perps do the same thing to the target to say, tell others in the TI community, don't help her, don't support her, she did XYZ wrong, she deserved to be punished, and everything like that, So, but I'm going to have to pack up and get out of here soon. So, anything you can spare, I really be hating to have to ask for help or ask for money. And they're not allowing me to be independent or self-sufficient, because they want me to stay infantilized, coercive infantilization. And they want this narrative for me to be like a 40-year-old little child, a little girl, forever. You know, they want me to be this little child and a little girl forever. And, you know, people who are younger than me and have zero respect and delusionally believe that they are more mature or better than me. You know, and they be jealous and trying to be in competition. So, I mildly regret not taking a shower this morning, but I had one yesterday evening after dinner. I should have took one, but you know, they're not letting me work. They're not letting me make a living from my writings. And a lot of times I be so into fighting and then defending myself with the gang stalking that I forget that I'm an author. I forget that I write. There have been moments where I would be away from the family and forget that I have family. Forget that I have a twin sister. On rare occasions, there be have moments where I forget that I'm targeted. Excuse me, my nose. So, but I know that I never sold out. I never took deals. Don't plan to. And, you know, but I mean, it feels good when you're working your own job and reap the benefits of your labor and have that freedom to spend the money how you want it. But they make sure that the target is not allowed to make good money. You know, I never in my life really got to make good money with anything at all. I don't even know what it's like to get good money. But then people say all money ain't good money. You know, they say all money ain't good money, you know, but it's unfortunate that money is needed to survive, you know, but like, I wish that they would have never, I mean, I watched a video of another TI today, and she mentioned about, yeah, them hitting people with directed energy weapons and forcing them out of their homes and forcing them to be homeless. And it ain't our fault. Until it happens to you, then you'll understand.